And welcome to the THP Tech Studio. I'm here today to talk about Callaway's Mack Daddy CB Wedge. This is definitely a different look than that MD5 we've seen in the past. This to me looks like that bridge between a more forgiving iron product and your wedge setup. We're not all professional golfers. We don't all need to be playing blades. And everything I see about this product says we are going to add a little bit of forgiveness into that performance you'd expect out of a wedge in total. What I do see right out of the gate here is a nice cavity built into the product. What that's going to do is allow weight to be moved out towards the perimeter. It's going to support things like forgiveness, maintain CG, and then a possibly better initial launch out of that wedge. All of that will be operated based on the Jaws wedge grinds that are run all the way across the face, similar to what we've seen from Callaway in the past. My biggest question going into this review, how much does that impact a quality, solid, consistent strike off the face? And if I hit a couple bad ones, am I going to see the same kind of benefits from a consistency and performance perspective? We'll head to the bay and hit a few shots. We are here in the hitting bay with Callaway's Mack Daddy CB Wedge. We've got chrome soft balls here. I'm gonna hit 5 shots and see what sort of experience we can have. Right out of the gate, a little thin. Not too surprising, it is pretty early in our day, so we might see a couple shots like this. I do like that I got what I more or less expect for my distance out of that, and it wasn't entirely punishing in the hands overall. There's a lot going on with this wedge that you don't necessarily get with your traditional bladed wedge, and I think we might have seen that. There's definitely some ball elements way low on the Jaws grooves that run across the entirety of the face. I did hit it square, just a little bit low, so let's hit another. Yeah, this might be pretty good. A little bit left the target, not much though. I think in and around that 106 to 109 is probably the number I'm looking for between this wedge and this ball combination. I have hit a couple a little bit left that might be more of a me thing than anything else. So we'll just keep hitting it. Interesting about the spin, almost 11,000, which is more than enough for me personally. And we did see some good launch there, 35 yards of peak height. Okay, so now we get to experience a big part of what the sole of this club's doing. As you can see, we get almost 110 yards of carry. Now, I did not hit that perfectly flush. I actually hit just a tiny little bit behind the ball. So that ricochet and the way the sole grind's built and the very forgiving sole of this product is definitely playing performance here, or playing a role in the fact that I almost hit that pin high at 110, even though maybe I didn't quite deserve it. So we'll hit a couple more. That's pretty funny. I hit that so good my microphone came off, which is, you know, a good representation of the quality of that strike. We didn't quite get our number of 110, but we did see a lot of performance out of that shot. The peak height has been very consistently in that 35 yard range for me. The total spin has been right around 11,000, as you can see. A lot of what's going on here is very appealing to me, especially from a wedge that should be about that full swing performance. Once again, just a little bit to the left. That's going to be a me thing today, it appears. In and around that same number. 5 shots in, we're seeing some exceptional consistency on a head that is both performance and forgiveness designed. And welcome to the table data view for the Callaway Mack Daddy CB Wedge. Very, very interesting after 5 shots. I was looking for some variations in some of the shots, maybe to see if I needed to get rid of one. There is definitely one shot here, the fish shot in total, that was a little bit lower spin than everything else for whatever reason. But if you notice the deviations on the bottom, overall ball speed 0.8 mile per hour difference, launch angle 0.6, side angle 1.1. Descent angle is a really big one for me in a wedge, 0.3 degrees of deviation. Peak yards in total, 0 deviation. As you can see, looking through them, upwards of 37 with that slightly different one, but 35 and 36 pretty consistently. Carry was almost identical. Total yards almost identical because they were landing quite nicely on a dime. What I'm seeing here overall is pure consistency. I did have a couple shots I wasn't particularly excited about. There was one thin. There was a couple a little bit heavier than I wanted. What's surprising to me about this is when we think about a wedge and the precision design of a bladed wedge, and we move into more of a CB profile, you would expect a little bit of a loss there. In this case, over the course of 5 shots, obviously I'm not doing a ton to make significant changes to the numbers, but that's the story. You can put a CB wedge in play and expect the kind of consistency you normally would if you're striking the ball well. I think that's a big tell here. Not to mention the backspin using Chrome Soft. We have over 1,000 almost consistently of RPMs, which I think is great. And again, carry is in about the number I was hoping for.